Happy birthday, Grandpa. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Oh, by the way, I've had cancer for the past year and a half, and I hadn't told any of you guys. Wait, what? Are you okay? Yes, that sounds like a ridiculous scenario, but in today's case, it was quite literally a reality. Hi friends, it is so lovely to see you this morning. In today's case, we have the plaintiff who, when he got a cancer diagnosis, he decided, you know what I need to do? Tell your friends and family? No! Are you kidding? I'm gonna make a documentary about my life. Well, some footage happened to be leaked to one of his family members, and now he's suing the documentary maker. So friends, grab your beverages. I don't have coffee today. Sad, but at least we're hydrating. But let's jump into this case.
I was diagnosed with prostate cancer.
I'm so sorry.
Yes, about 3.5 years ago.
Okay.
And I mean, that is absolutely devastating news. But I came upon the idea to go ahead and make a video of my life.
So
Something
document it.
That will show my family, friends, my entire life.
Okay.
And up through having cancer and fighting it and unsure of what the outcome was going to be. So that is why I hired Leonard to help me.
Okay, so Mr. Price, you are a videographer of some sort?
Correct, a videographer and an editor as well.
An editor, okay. So you hired Mr. Price to, this is I think a fantastic idea, by the way, to document kind of your life story, including your battle with cancer. And as we are in this courtroom today, I hope you are well and healthy.
Yes, Your Honor.
Amazing, amazing. That's a blessing.
The whole thing was going to be a journey,
Oh,
and
indeed.
I am cancer-free.
Amen. I'm so glad to hear that, Mr. Harlow. So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Okay, so you hired this man to document everything. And how does it go?
I compiled a lot of my pictures from my childhood, because it was going to be from the beginning all through my life.
And how old are you now, sir, if I can ask?
I'm going to be 72.
Okay, amazing. Congratulations.
So anyways, I compiled a lot of old photos and Polaroids and Super 8 movies, VHS tapes.
I recall VHS.
And it was my life, and it went through my childhood, and then also my children being born, and of course my wedding pictures. And I mean, it was
comprehensive.
it was a big journey through everything.
And how was his handling of the material?
We met quite a few times as he arranged all the material and compiled it into a nice video format.
So you were pleased, it sounds like, with the services?
Correct. Up until
that point.
That point.
Okay.
That was kind of the easy part. The hard part was when I arranged with him to go ahead and attend the doctor's visits with me, the diagnosis, and talking about the diagnosis on camera, and then having him come to watch the chemotherapy. And we did that. You know, I set up appointments so that he could be there and do all that for me. And the whole thing was, it was a big surprise. None of my family, I didn't tell any of my family anything.
So nobody even knew you were curating this masterpiece of your life?
Not only that, but that I had
Oh, they
cancer.
didn't even know you were sick?
They didn't even know. My wife
wow.
passed away about 10 and a half years ago.
Okay, I'm sorry
so
for that. Yeah.
My kids don't live around nearby.
So they didn't know a clue about any of this?
Correct.
And that was how you wanted it?
Yes.
And did Mr. Price, let me come to you for a second, sir. Were you aware that Mr. Harlow's wish was that this all be kept confidential?
Certain aspects of the video footage was supposed to be confidential, specifically to the cancer treatment and the cancer diagnosis once it was determined.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Price. Do you have a contract or anything?
Yes, we do.
Okay, can you please give the whole folder to Elijah?
Yes.
And you could collect Mr. Harlow's as well, Elijah?
There we go.
So we can all see exactly what we are talking about. Okay, excellent, thank you. Okay, so let's look at the contract. And the most apropos clause is going to be 5. Above all else, the employee, in this case Mr. Price, agrees to total confidentiality with regards to this project. No personal information regarding the employer or the project is to be shared with anyone until the premiere of the film, except with the express consent of Mr. Harlow here, including but not limited to footage and medical information. So you were clear on the confidentiality, and obviously it was very important to you, sir, which is why you included it in the contract.
That is correct.
Okay, so how did we get a breach as to your allegations, sir, Mr. Harlow?
After we'd worked on all the videos and gotten everything set, I had my sister suddenly show up about a week before my 70th birthday, which is where I was going to show the video.
So that was going to be the premiere.
That
going
was
to be at
going
the
to
70th birthday
friends, family,
celebration.
coworkers, and I was so happy that I could share it with them.
And by this point, you were already in remission.
I was cancer-free.
Cancer-free.
And there's
Let's say
also
cancer-free,
a
yeah.
note that part of what caused all this was a video that I had him come by and take of me ringing the cancer-free bell.
Okay, I think we have this video as well. So let's see what the video of Mr. Harlow victoriously ringing his cancer-free bell. That's wonderful.
I do think it's kind of crazy that he went through this entire process all by himself, not telling a single family member that he even had cancer in the first place. I feel like that's something, especially if you have an elderly parent and they don't tell you that they have some serious medical concerns, it can be quite upsetting. So I can't imagine that his family would have responded in a positive way when he premiered the film. So I'm kind of curious to know why them finding out that he has cancer before the film was released was such a big deal for him. I mean, sure, it has a happy ending. He was cancer free, but I feel like a birthday party is not exactly the place to announce to your entire family and friends that you have been battling cancer alone. Even though that has a positive ending, people are still going to be like, what the heck? Why didn't you tell us? We could have been there for you. What if it didn't have a happy ending? What if you randomly died one day and then they learned that they could have spent all that time that they were apart from you with you? You know? Like maybe they would have done things differently. But I don't know. I don't want to get too ahead of myself.
So, Mr. Price, you captured that.
Correct.
And he's saying that this footage somehow got out.
Correct.
And why would it get out, sir?
So what happened was I actually was about a week into like finishing up the footage, and I had an emergency. My daughter actually was hospitalized, so I had to travel across country to be with her.
I'm so sorry about that. Goodness.
I know. Thank you. I appreciate that. So during this time, I contacted my witness here, who was also one of my coworkers, and I asked him to like put the final touches on the footage, like, you know, maybe adding some sound, adding some color.
So just like some editing, final
Exactly.
editing.
Yeah, final editing, because we were right at the finish point.
Okay.
So during this time, I'm away. I didn't have the ability to tell him all the details of the contract, but I just wanted to get it completed while I had to handle my business with my daughter. So while I'm away.
And your daughter's okay, by the way?
She's okay. Thank you for asking.
Okay.
But while I'm away, I get a couple calls, but I'm just a sense of urgency. I just wasn't able to answer those calls because of my daughter's situation.
Yes.
And come to find out, my coworker here, Jose, had told me that his sister reached out to my company, and you know, while I'm away, I had like a quick like phone call. Like when you call in, it's going to tell you to reach out to Jose for any immediate issues or anything that's going on.
Yes.
So she contacted Jose and asked for footage. And in this situation, you know, he had given her some documents, like maybe like he mentioned, the family outings that I had recorded, things of that nature. And somehow that cancer piece video that you just saw was a part of the footage that his sister received.
I see.
Yes.
So let me guess, the sister was quite alarmed to find out for the very first time that her brother, thank goodness, beat cancer, but even had cancer.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm sure this was very upsetting to you.
Yes, Your Honor, that my sister does not mince words, and when she came to my house and showed me those videos, I certainly got an earful from her that why didn't I trust her? Why didn't I come to her? Why didn't I show her?
I'm so sorry. Let's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't she have felt that way regardless? Just because she saw the footage before you intended for her to, still doesn't change the fact that she was hurt that you didn't tell her. Now, yes, technically, it does go against this contract that you have for confidentiality. However, I am wondering, because the sister knew that this documentary was being filmed because she had the wherewithal to reach out for footage, one could assume that the contractual obligation accusations did not apply to her. And it doesn't seem like this was an intended thing for the defendant to do. He didn't intend for that footage to be sent. He wasn't doing it maliciously. It was an accident, and accidents happen. So I feel like he's only suing because she was upset, and not necessarily that she found out, because she was gonna find out anyway, and she probably would have been upset anyway. And honestly, if he didn't think that his family would even be slightly upset by this whole thing, then I don't know. I don't know what he was thinking showing it at his birthday party. Nothing says happy birthday like, hey, I had cancer and kept it all from you. But don't worry, I'm cancer free now, so, just thought you guys should know.
That whole video also, one of the major parts was my wife Jean and I on the beach of Carpinteria renewing our vows.
Oh, so touching. Okay, let me get Mr. Delgado, our witness. Please approach and stand next to Mr. Price. Thank you, sir. So talk to me. You all are professional colleagues, cover for each other in times of need.
Yes.
What was the instruction from Mr. Price regarding Mr. Harlow's project?
Your Honor, since he had to go out of state for his daughter, he basically left me in charge in order to do all the final touches on the video, make sure everything is good, so that we could present it to him within 3 days.
Yeah, because you were running up on a deadline, Mr. Price.
Yes, we were.
Okay,
Yes.
Go ahead.
And Exhibit C shows our communication between each other. That was really
Yes,
quick.
so let's see this text message exchange. I am looking at it. This is Mr. Price asking Mr. Delgado, hey, buddy, are you super swamped these days? Not really, I'm finishing up some work. What's up? I'm working on this really cool documentary for this guy who's battling cancer, but something personal came up and I need to travel immediately. It's pretty much done. I just need you to polish, finalize, and deliver it if you're up for it. I can kick some of the money your way, of course. Mr. Delgado, yeah, no worries. Sounds like fun. I hope everything's all right with you. Thanks. It'll be, we'll meet up this weekend to exchange the hard drive. So you gave him the hard drive and then you got to work.
Yes.
Editing and finishing everything up.
Yes.
When you heard from the sister, rather, okay, because as Mr. Price has told the court, when anyone reached out to contact him, they were redirected to you.
Right.
So you're speaking to the sister directly, and she asked you for what?
Basically, she reached out to me on Monday morning, and at that point I tried calling Leonard right here, and I tried calling him, but he wasn't able to answer my calls. So
Which makes sense because if he could answer calls and handle work, he would be working himself.
Right.
He was handling his daughter's health. I understand.
Right. So she had reached out to me in order to grab different milestones in the defense's career.
Yep.
In his life and everything. So basically, I just what I did was I just kind of sent her a few clips of his milestone, and honestly, I really didn't know that they didn't know about his cancer. So I really did not know about that, and it wasn't made aware to me.
So you didn't know anything was a secret?
No.
And Mr. Price, you weren't able to tell him?
Correct.
And why is that?
Because of the sense of the urgency of me getting to my daughter, as you saw in the text messages, I just really some quick fixes on the footage. There were multiple footage, videos, photos, VHS tapes, things of that nature. So there's a lot compacted within those files. So I wasn't just, I should have told him, yes, this is confidential, but the sense of urgency, me getting on the plane, me getting across the country, I didn't have time to do that.
Okay.
That's honestly a pretty valid explanation. His witness had no clue that this was confidential. He has some woman reaching out asking to see milestones. Given the fact that the defendant had to leave for a family emergency and was basically impossible to get a hold of, his coworker went with his best judgment, and I don't necessarily blame him for that. So is this something that the plaintiff can sue the defendant for, even though he wasn't the one to release this information? I think partially yes, because the contract said this cannot be divulged to anybody. So would his coworker even working on the project be included in that? Could he have been sued for that even if the information didn't get out? But something I want to kind of focus on, bringing it back to being a little bit more human. The defendant had to leave for a family emergency. It's a scary, scary thing if your kid's hospitalized. So obviously he was probably freaking out, but he wasn't gonna let his work slip through the cracks. So he did what he could to get this project done on time. Now the plaintiff could hear that and think, you know what? I understand. It sucks that it got out, but it was gonna get out eventually, and I can't control the way my sister's gonna respond. It is what it is. He could take a more human approach. It's not his fault. fault. It was a mistake. It was an accident. It is what it is. And you would think after battling cancer and essentially cheating death that you would have more of that perspective. But no, the plaintiff is just angry that his sister got upset with him. To which I say, just get over it.
So-
Just taking a phone call, that's all.
Okay. All right, Mr. Harlow. I do know you're upset, Mr. Harlow, but I will be managing the questioning here, okay? So your sister's upset. Now the cat's out of the bag. Do you end up having the 70th party at all?
Oh, yeah, yes, Your Honor. I had it planned for, several weeks, and
Yeah.
I had about 52 guests invited.
Very nice.
I mean,
and were you able to show the video?
The entire video was shown, but
Okay.
it was just overshadowed by the questions and the condolences and the congratulations and, beating cancer. And once again, dealing with everybody's,
2 cents, so to speak, right?
yeah.
Everybody's got something to say.
It was not the big
It wasn't the
joyous
outcome
occasion.
that you wanted.
Correct.
Okay. Mr. Price, have you offered Mr. Harlow an apology?
I've sincerely apologized, Your Honor. I've called him. Even when I found out about it on my way back, I'm like, because I got a call from him, voicemails, checking my way back, and then I called him immediately, but he didn't want to hear it. He was just so fed up at this point. He just like was screaming at me. So I'm like, okay, look, we got to do what we got to do. Then I find out I'm being sued, and I'm just like, well, great.
Okay. Speaking of the lawsuit, you are suing for $12,500?
Correct.
Mr. Harlow, where is this amount coming from?
Well, because he breached the contract, I would like to have that $10,000 that I paid him. I paid him in advance, mainly because we didn't know what the outcome was going to be.
Yes, I do
and then
see-
the extra $2,500 just for, all the problems that arose from his negligence.
Problems like what, sir?
Once again, dealing with all friends and family and having to put up with that.
So the emotional piece.
The emotion. I mean, I guess I got, put on YouTube and
What?
Yeah, my niece has a channel and wanted to congratulate her uncle for. And
So she used the footage she got from Mr.
Yeah,
Delgado.
the footage was everywhere.
I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time understanding how that would have been different if the footage didn't get out before you intended it to. I mean, your family still would have been offering condolences at the party in which you showed the documentary. They would still be asking questions, sharing their concerns, celebrating that you got cancer free. So how is that the defendant's fault? He delivered the documentary that you wanted, but because people found out you had cancer before showing it, then it didn't give you the satisfaction you so desired. I'm so confused how he's not understanding that people's reactions has nothing to do with when they found out and everything to do with how they found out, being you making a documentary about it. Yeah, it was an accident that it got out in the first place. Sure, it may go against the contract, but suing for extra for emotional distress because your family members were congratulating you and asking questions about why you didn't tell them, I don't know, buddy.
I guess before I make a ruling, I want to allow Mr. Price a final opportunity to explain to the court why this footage was ultimately leaked.
Yeah, Your Honor. Honestly, I apologize, and I take full accountability for this. I should have communicated to my coworker the confidentiality behind this. Mistakes happen.
Yeah, they do.
I had just like he had a health issue, I had a health issue with my daughter. I'm glad he's cancer free. I'm glad my daughter is fine now. But I did do a service, and I was paid for that service. So I know things happen, and again, I apologize again. But to take the money back for the services I did, to actually sit through those cancer treatments with him, I've even shared some tears of my own. I think mistakes happen. I think we meet in the middle, and then hopefully we can go from there.
Okay, I appreciate it. I'm going to take you up on some of what you offered, Mr. Price. Let me start with something you just mentioned. You said, you shed tears of your own. You went to the chemo as well. Sounds like you're making the case that you endured some emotional taxation as well. And I'm sure that you did. But I need you to know that that part of it is part of the job, right? You knew that this man was fighting a cancer diagnosis at the onset. He made it clear to you the sensitive nature of the project. You took it on, so that literally comes with the territory. And I also agree with you on this, Mr. Price. Mistakes, good faith mistakes happen. I'm sure even Mr. Harlow can understand that. I do not believe that there was any ill intention on your part, Mr. Price. I don't believe that for 1 minute. And I certainly don't believe Mr. Delgado here even had enough information to form an ill intent. But I do have to make clear that ultimately damage was done. But I'm going to pick up where you left off at the end of your comment, which was meet in the middle. Let's meet in the middle. And Mr. Harlow, just like you have battled and recovered from what we call act of God, which is an unforeseen ailment, Mr. Price was dealing with a real-time medical emergency with his daughter, and I'm sure your heart can make space and compassion for that. The court can understand, and what we're going to call a mitigating factor towards your case, your daughter's illness. But I cannot alleviate you of all responsibility because you are vicariously responsible for your colleague here. I am going to only consider the $10,000 contract amount. I'm not going to consider $2,500 outside of that. So dealing with the $10,000 that you were fully paid, I got to hold you accountable for that part. So I rule in favor of the plaintiff, but only for $5,000, half of the amount paid. That is my ruling.
Any final thoughts?
I don't believe that this was correct. Confidentiality is confidentiality. It should never have happened. He should have just made one phone call.
Any final thoughts?
I agree with the judge's decision. Things happen. This is what insurance is for when you have a company.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. The more I heard the plaintiff talk, the more I thought, you made a documentary of yourself? Like, you think you're that cool? Like, I get it, he had cancer, but that doesn't magically make him some, like, humble dude. The fact that he had no compassion for the defendant's daughter, he had no compassion for there being a mistake, and the fact that he thought that even making a documentary, keeping his cancer diagnosis a secret, and then revealing it at a grand reveal for his family at his birthday party was a good idea. I'm starting to think he has a bit of an ego. And I'm sorry, but the concept of the defendant causing this fallout of his family members, to me, is just completely missing the point. His family members are upset because they didn't know, not because they found out by someone sending them footage. But I'm curious to know your thoughts on this case. Do you think he was out of line to sue for $12,000? Or do you think he's justified in being upset that the information got out before he wanted it to? What do you think about this concept of making a documentary and keeping your cancer a secret from your family only to do a grand reveal at your birthday party? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Leave a like and a follow, and I'll see you guys next time.